What's up, everybody? Welcome to the What It's Like podcast. I'm your host, Cherry, and today I want to talk about staying motivated, how to stay motivated while you're going after your dreams and your goals or whatever have you. More so like going after your goals and your dreams by yourself or feeling like you're doing it by yourself. This topic means a lot to me. Because I often feel like it's just me and no one else is supporting me or wanting me to do well. But if I'm being honest, that is not true. And it's not true for you. First off, someone is always watching you. My mom used to tell me this all the time. And when I was in church, they used to say someone was always watching you to see what you do. See if you're reacting a certain way or responding a certain way or making sure that you practice what you preach, basically. Making sure that what you're saying aligns with your actions. And that's always been something that stays in the back of my mind. Especially when I think I'm not successful or not as successful as I should be. I keep that in the back of my mind, like, you are successful. Like, for instance, with this podcast, I haven't really thought about it with this podcast. I'm just kind of going with it and letting life happen. But I'll say my previous podcast. I would have moments where I would feel like it just wasn't really successful. It wasn't reaching anybody. Nobody cared. And that wasn't true. The podcast was constantly growing. We had different spaces on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and TikTok, and it wasn't true that it wasn't successful. It's just sometimes we can just get in our heads, and because we want it to be bigger or more, or bring in more, than if it's not where we want it to be or where it should be to us, then we feel like it's not successful. But if it's constantly growing, if you're consistently, putting in the work and the output, it's growing and it's going to grow. Just because it's not at 1 million followers doesn't mean that you're failing. So yeah, I had to come to terms with that, and doing that has helped me a lot as far as just focusing on what I'm doing and not this huge result that I want. So let's take it back some more. Typically the people closest to you or the people that know you are not going to be the people that send your business or your ideas through the roof. And it's not always because they don't believe in you. Now, there are people out there that are just hating and don't want to see anybody succeed, but we're not really going to focus on them. They don't really matter. People that think that way, they don't matter. And a good example of people knowing you and not being the ones that are necessarily helping promote you or support you or whatever you want to call it. A good example of that is Facebook. I've done a lot of different things, a lot of ventures, and Facebook is always one of those places where I will post my stuff, but none of those people really supported me, maybe like 5 people. Sometimes the people that know you just don't see you outside of how they met you or where they left you. Let's say, for Facebook as an example, all your high school friends are there, your old teachers are there. They know you for who you were when you were in high school. They don't know you now. They look at you for who you were then, not necessarily right now, because they don't know you. You're not as connected as you were when you met, and you're not that same person anymore. Another example is, it's like how your parents always see you as a kid or as their baby, even though you're an adult, making your own decisions, paying your own bills. You can't really hold that against them. That's just the way of life. It's hard to see someone in a different way than what you're used to seeing them. But even with that in mind, you still have to find a way to stay motivated and stay determined to accomplish what you set out to do. And for me personally, it comes down to doing something that you actually love doing something that you actually enjoy. It's a lot of noise in the background right now. Somebody just started cutting grass. I've been up for so long, and it's been so quiet in this neighborhood. They literally waited until I started recording. But we're going to power through this. If you want to succeed and you feel like it's just you and you're all alone on your journey, then you have to be doing something that you enjoy. For me, I love to create. I love to make music. I love to podcast. Even if I never saw a dime from any of the things that I do, podcasting, music, other things, photography, stuff like that, I would still be doing these things. So money isn't my motivation. I'm not necessarily looking for other people to validate me actually doing what I'm doing. But I mean, of course, money will be, I'm speaking into existence. Money will be a great addition to doing these things that I enjoy doing, but it's not a determining factor of whether or not I'm going to keep doing it. I'm doing it because I enjoy it and this is what I want to do. I love creating something that can make someone else feel good, and that's also the type of content and the type of music that I consume. I'm here to give a voice. I'm here to make sure everybody feels like a bad bitch, for lack of a better word. Even if you're a guy watching this, I'm here to make you feel seen. And let you know that you're not alone. We're all on this journey and we're all making a way for ourselves. And it's important to keep in mind why you're doing your thing. This is what will feed you and keep you encouraged to keep going. Once you start to see some traction and see people interested in what you're doing, that's just more fuel. You were doing it because you love it, and now it's becoming a thing. People are into it. People like it. People want more of it, and that just makes you feel like you want to keep going. Now it starts to feel like your purpose is here and your dreams are being fulfilled. And you never know who's watching you. You never know who's cheering you on and saying your name in rooms that you aren't in yet. You never know. And that's why it's also important to do your best every time. Every time you do something, bring your best forward. What you put into your life is what you'll get out of it. What you put into your business is what you'll get out of it. What you put into your job is what you'll get out of it. What you put into your YouTube channel is what you'll get out of it. What you put into your music is what you'll get out of it. What you put into your relationships is what you'll get out of it. If everything you do is low quality, or you're always doing it when you don't have the energy, then how can you expect better results? And that's another reason why it's important to do something you enjoy. Because when you enjoy what you do, you'll always do your best. Your best may change from day to day. Some days you might only be able to do a little bit, and that's fine. But, you keep doing your research and you keep putting in the work and you keep getting better because of that. So later on, when your best is, not being able to put full energy into it for a day, it's still well above the rest. It's still high quality, you know? And that's what's going to bring people, your people, to what you're doing. So make sure you're doing something that you enjoy. That way the journey is less of a stress. Because if you're having a good time, you're on your way to a better life anyway. You're on your way to having peace anyway. Because you're doing what makes you happy, and people are going to see that. And they're going to want to be a part of that. That's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends. If you want to see some more, if you guys want to share any tips on how you stay motivated, and what keeps you going and pursuing your dreams, leave a comment. Let's talk about it. I hope you guys have a good day. This is what it's like.